So we're here with Rich Bailey from Mountain Equipment, and Rich, today we're going to talk about Fleece and the updates to the Mountain Equipment range.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Fleece kind of sometimes gets almost slightly forgotten amongst all the excitement of new insulated jackets, Gore-Tex jacket. It's all the rest of it, but it's a really important part of most people. Well, the way that most people dress for the mountains still. And we've got two products here. One is the Shroud. There's a men's and women's version of that. And then we've got the Eclipse hooded jacket, which I think most people will, hooded zip tee, which I think most people will be familiar with, which has had just a few little tweaks for this coming winter. So yeah, should we start with the Shroud?
Let's start with the Shroud. It looks great.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Although I have to say, when I saw like a really early sample of this, and I said, I don't need it seemed like quite an old school fleece when I first saw it, and I was like, I've moved on from that.
Big heavy fleeces are a thing of the past.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like breathable synthetics, all this sort of thing. It's better. We've moved on. And then I got hold of one of these early samples and promptly didn't take it off for the entire winter. And they're just phenomenal things. And the kind of secret to this is this cyclo knit fabric. It's a 259 gram Ponte Torto cyclo knit fabric. And as you can hopefully see, it's got this really densely woven kind of outer face.
And it's got a good hard wearing feel as well, hasn't it?
Exactly that, and it's quite abrasion resistant, but it's also crucially really very wind resistant. And it's certainly not waterproof, but it's going to keep out more kind of weather, particularly wind, than most comparable fleece, I guess. And in that sense, it's kind of got a slightly soft shelly feel to it, almost, but without any of the sometimes drawbacks of soft shell fabrics, in that they can occasionally not move moisture quite fast enough, particularly in winter, if you're doing big stop-start efforts.
Especially within the British environment as well, where we don't have that lovely high pressure. We tend to have, rain.
Exactly. And I guess the key to that is this kind of real high loft gridded fleece in there, which just combines really well with the outer face, and so it traps air. Well, it's very warm for its relatively minimal weight, but has that good level of windproofing. So if you're walking in it, approaching whatever, it gives you just that bit of extra protection, but buried underneath a shell, it works brilliantly as a mid-layer.
And have you got a little less underneath the underarms as well, just for again added breathability?
Yeah, so we've got these lighter Ponte Torto Techno Stretch. It's a lighter weight gridded fleece under there, which helps reduce the bulk, and again those kind of areas that are kind of, I guess, warmest, you've just got a little bit less insulation there. We do also do another version of this jacket, the Mantle, which uses this same weight of fabric all the way through, which is just a bit warmer. Yeah,
I guess maybe that is more the hill walking end of the spectrum, maybe for more consistent or lower level output. This strikes me as actually something that you could use, as you say, for lead climbing or approaching, or quite a wide variety of active use.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not wildly different products, but I think for kind of more technical use, this has certainly been my kind of favoured option so far. And you'll see it's got nice low profile stretchy hood there as well. You can just about get that over a helmet when you need to, if you're rock climbing on a belay, but probably more usefully in winter it'll also go under a helmet as well.
And a chest pocket and two zip pockets, is it on the side?
Yeah, exactly right. So kind of just two hand pockets there and a chest pocket, somewhere to keep your phone.
And moving on to the Eclipse, I've owned a variety of, I think, differing Eclipses. And one of the things that I like about them the most is the fact that I think every single one of them is still going, maybe with a few holes here and there. How does this model differ then from those?
It's really, as you say, it's been around a little while now, the Eclipse hoodie. It's going on for 10 years now, since the very, very first version of it. And really the kind of the key sort of points of functionality, most notably, nice long sleeves, thumb loops, crucially nice long fit in the body, so it tucks right down inside your other layers in winter. And also famously the hood with its kind of multiple different options. So you've got a nice close-fitting hood you can use on its own. You've got the full kind of balaclava option, which you can get right up over your nose when you need to. But equally, you can have just the face covering and the hood down, or set up like you've got it there. And if you're wearing a helmet, you know, your chin strap isn't going to get in the way. You can still make that face covering work really well.
Because the long cut for me has always been a winner. I'm someone with very long arms, and I get really annoyed when things only just come up to above my wrists.
Yeah, it's a pretty uncompromising bit of design, really. It really is aimed at, you know, people going winter climbing, alpine climbing, and we've kept it very, very, you know, super functional for that as a result.
And the other thing as well is, as base layer or mid layer potentially, they do work as both.
Yeah, I know. Tom Livingston tends to, for big routes, he's often wearing one of these essentially just as a base layer, doesn't wear anything under it. Generally, I tend to wear like a really fast drying t-shirt underneath, just gives me a bit more flexibility, but it works either way.
And you've got a single pocket on here which could be used for anything, printed topo or...
Exactly, just a single chest pocket. And I think there's small differences for this winter. So it is now all one weight of fabric, 187 gram techno stretch fabric. And also people who've had these zip tees before, the front zip is now two-way, and that just gives you an extra venting option. Obviously, with the kind of face protection there, it can be, if it's fully unzipped, it's windy, that can flap around a little bit. And this just means that you can, as you're walking in, you can have a lot of venting with less of that, basically.
So the Shroud's also available in the women's version as well?
Yeah, it is. You can see it here on Laura. Exactly the same set of features, same fabric, women's specific fit.
Brilliant. Two really strong additions, and an addition and an update.
Yeah.
And I look forward to giving particularly the Shroud a go, just because I think it looks like a cracking jacket.
They're amazing things. Yeah. Cheers, Rob.
Thanks, Reg.